Become a channel member and support the content. You also get access to exclusive videos. You'll get an emote next to your name in the comments. The link for that can be found next to the subscribe button or in the description. And if you'd rather get your coins direct rather than roll the dice with FIFA points, head to u7buy.com and at checkout use the code TVM for a discount. The link can be found down below. What is going on, guys? Totw here. Welcome back to a brand new video and a bit of a, well, not necessarily a random one. There's obviously a reason why I'm reviewing him is because he's from the Premier League and he's recently Team of the Week. But why Totw Tielemans? Don't know. Just thought stick him in the team. Fits into the one that I was running in friendlies and see what he's all about. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills is nice on an 84 rated card that is quite literally selling for what an 84 rated inform sells for. There's not an awful lot to lose on this one, so I kind of thought, well, why not take the plunge, spend the whopping, what was it, 20, 25k, and see what he's all about, really. You know, medium work rate's not ideal for this type of player because he's primarily a CDM, but unfortunately the worst set of stats that he has, with disregard of the pace, is actually his defensive stats. His defensive stats are sort of mid-70s, actually some are low 70s, defensive awareness in particular is only 70. So with that in mind, even though he comes out of packs as a CDM, you're probably better off focusing more on that, I would say, box-to-box type role. Unfortunately, his stamina is only 82, so he's not going to be able to do it for the full game. And medium work rates could force him to, not force him, but could cause problems when it comes to him venturing forward, not willing to get back quick enough, and vice versa, really. If you need him to go forward and he's just not really willing because his work rate doesn't force him to continuously, you know, sprint up and down the pitch. He does have a decent set of stats for an 84 rated card, though. 88 short passing, 86 long passing, good vision on him as well at 87. You'll see evidence of that in the clips when we, I wouldn't say launch ball 70 yards or anything, but we do play some nice passes into the strikers. His strength can be built upon. It's 73, which isn't a terrible place to start. With an anchor, for example, you do get a plus 10, which turns it to 83. Anchor is one of the chem styles I would recommend, although not the chem style I would recommend. You can see that I've got a shadow on him. Why have I done that? I mean, to be fair, if he's a defense-minded player, the shadow is probably the best chem style to go for. 84 acceleration now with 76 sprint speed, and of course those defensive stats have gone up dramatically as well. You know, looking at 85 stand tackle, 86 slide tackle, and 87 interceptions. Much better. And of course, he does have, like I said, decent passing. His dribbling is, I wouldn't say on par with the passing, but it's not far off. 86 composure and ball control, and then unfortunately 81 dribbling, reactions, 80 balance, and 72 agility. That is 100% a sticking point, and a problem that I think many will identify with Tielemans is that he's just not that mobile. You know, he doesn't feel particularly fast, he's not agile. However, with the aid of a chem style, the shadow in particular, of course, we do get that plus 10 on the pace. He does start to feel a little bit quicker, and you can go forward with him. You can, I wouldn't say cause damage, but you can definitely unlock a few doors with this card. The fact that he's got 5-star weak foot really does help out a lot because it does keep the opponent guessing. So long as you remember, it doesn't matter which side I play this, doesn't matter what side or which way Tielemans is facing when he receives the ball, it really doesn't matter because he's got two fantastic feet. Look at that, great ball into Fernando Torres. And that's not the only time he will play one of those type of balls into Torres or indeed any other striker. He plays really nice passes through, on the floor, up and over the top. Torres in again here. Should have played it across. Went for goal because why not? I was actually reviewing him while doing other things. So, like, I was concentrating on Tielemans. As soon as Tielemans did something, or as soon as I sort of worked out what was going on with Tielemans in the game, got a few clips with him, I kind of shut off toward the end. And then if the opportunity presented itself to attack, I'd kind of like, well, don't really care if I win or lose this game because it's only a classic match anyway. But like for this, for example, play that ball out there to Ian Robin, and now I've shut off. I'm sort of half looking at the screen, and I'm maybe thinking, well, I might go for a finesse here, why not? But I've kind of shut off because I've done what I needed to do with Tielemans, and I've sort of had my feel of Tielemans. I know how good his passing is, how good he is at defending and such. Speaking of defending, he's actually pretty decent at, I wouldn't say covering passing lanes. Jockey isn't something that I would be too comfortable with going into a competitive game with. He's not particularly quick, unfortunately, so his jockeying, like his agility and such, not great. However, his slide tackle, his interceptions, and his stand tackle are very good. When he's in and around the penalty area, his passes unlock doors, as I mentioned earlier. He's got, like, it's weird because I've not touched his passing at all. 88 short passing, 86 long passing, 87 vision. Those are the only 3 I ever look at. Well, I do look at free kick accuracy, but to be fair, I've got enough free kick takers in my team. Don't really need to worry too much about that. But those are the only 3 that I look at, and he's got mid to high 80s for those 3 stats, which is very, very good, considering he's not necessarily the best at defending, with a Chem style still not as good as he is at passing as defending. Wait, no, it's the other way around. Not as good as defending as he is at passing. But his passing is very, very nice. Not that often. In fact, I can't even think of one time where I went to play a pass and it didn't go where I wanted it to go. He, in that regard, I suppose, is a very good player to be able to play out from the back with. The problem with this card is that there are an awful lot of good CDMs in FIFA, and you'll see, you know, your Kantes and even some of the icons and such that a lot of people have. So it's not up to me to tell you what type of person, player, or a collector even, I don't know, is expected to play with Tielemans. That's up to you to decide whether you want to. I think it's a decent card. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's a good card, but it is a decent card. I love his passing. He doesn't feel as slow as maybe you think he would do, considering he is, well, not very particularly quick and his agility is poor. He doesn't feel that slow. I would say that his stamina for a box-to-box midfielder is poor. You are definitely going to need to sub him off before, well, I was going to say before the end of the game, but before 70 minutes, especially if you're up and down the pitch a lot. If you're the type of person to keep possession, then you may get away with it. But if you're not one of these keep possession people and just wait for the gap, you are going to be run ragged. You are going to need Tielemans to come off at some point during the game. The defensive stats for a second CDM, or indeed a CDM, a main CDM in a 4-1-2-2, for example, they're just not good enough for Champs or even Weekend League, unless, of course, you are very good at the game and you don't necessarily need good players to get results. But if you are a very good player and you don't need good players to get results, then why are you watching this video? That's my question. And if you are one of those, why do you watch these videos? If you have enjoyed today's player review, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.